Welcome to TCTV News for the week of March 31st, 2025. I'm Erin Bresnahan.
And I'm Ian Dolan.
Well, we survived Super Budget Saturday, and now we are marking down the days to the annual town meeting in May.
And the annual town elections.
More on that later. First, we have to talk about the town budget hearings. I was there for the first half of the day. How was the second half?
I think it went pretty well. There were no technical difficulties on our end, and TCTV's live stream of the budget hearings are up on our YouTube channel.
So, has anything else been going on in Templeton?
Well, so far, there have been 3 resignations of town officials. And a reorganization of the select board.
The board reorganized at its March 26th meeting. Tim Toth was elected chair, Jeff Bennett is vice chair, and Terry Griffiths is clerk.
The reorganization of the board follows the resignation of Mike Curry as chair and the resignation of vice chair Matthew Revard from the board.
Prior to those resignations, town administrator Adam LaMontagne resigned, citing a hostile working environment.
I think we already reported that one.
It's just too much is happening, man.
Former Assistant Town Administrator Holly Young has been promoted to Interim Town Administrator.
Why did the Select Board Chair and Vice Chair resign?
The Chair faced complaints regarding mistreatment of the public and possible open meeting law violations and resigned his position as Chair.
I formally resigned as the chair of the select board, and I'm giving the gavel to the vice chair. And I'm making the recommendation that you put reorganization of the board on the next available business meetings.
Matthew Revard cited vitriol from the public and an inability of residents to look forward in his resignation.
There's more, I'm afraid.
I almost don't want to ask.
Town Administrator LaMontagne's resignation came after a complaint against him by Narragansett Regional School Superintendent Chris Cassavant citing erratic behavior.
The complaint followed LaMontagne's call to form a working group to explore leaving the Narragansett School District after the school's budget request came in with an increase of over $900,000 for fiscal year 2026.
The complaint states that LaMontagne informed the superintendent that he would recommend a budget for Templeton in fiscal year 26 with a 2.5% increase for the school district instead of the 11% increase the district sought.
The complaint alleges that LaMontagne asked that his family not be threatened.
On February 26th, the Select Board voted to hold an evidentiary hearing on the complaint, though LaMontagne maintained that he had sufficiently addressed the complaint.
LaMontagne resigned effective March 17th.
At the March 26th meeting, the Select Board approved paying the former town administrator's legal bills upon him signing a legal release.
And that's what town council had advised, to say that there's no legal precedent to reimburse him. However, if the board chose to, their recommendation was to have a release for it.
Reimburse the former town administrator for legal bills in the amount of $2,616.20 upon the signing of the release. He has to sign it. The town does not pay it unless he does.
Are we done with this now?
There's still more. At the school's budget presentation on March 19th, Superintendent Cassavant hinted at lowering the school's request.
The charge was to show what level service was, okay? And we did that. At no point has anyone said that this was going to be the final number. You're looking at $1 million every year increase, even with an $883,000 potentially, I have to say potentially decrease in this year's FY budget. Okay, I'm talking about FY '26, not this year, FY '26.
On March 20th, the NRSD School Committee voted in favor of the lower budget request with a 2.5 increase over last year.
Another twist.
This is like a movie that you don't really want to watch, but can't help to. Okay, now, let's please talk about anything else.
All of these resignations are exhausting.
We've resigned ourselves to them. Well, what else do we have to talk about now?
Let's see. There's sludge.
What?
Sludge. We can also talk more about the all-day department budget presentations.
Super Budget Saturday.
Discussions included whether some town buildings should be closed to save on costs, the problem with finding part-time police officers, and more.
We'll just have to make the cuts work. Several department heads shrugged.
I said, Mr. Bennett, I can't do this again next year.
52, yeah, the
So
difference
we're
of
basically cobbling this budget together.
And I would say I welcome the discussions about sustainable funding. I hope we can do that sooner rather than later, because I'll echo the police chief, I can't deal with another year.
Agree that we need to find a way to sustainably fund this moving forward.
Templeton's annual town election is coming up on May 19th. Do you know who's running for town offices?
Templeton may appeal Gardner's development plans at Templeton Boundary and Patriots Road's Route 2A.
I think what I'm hearing in conjunction with the Chairman Machete, Tom, I think we go forward with moving forward with MassDOT, filing the appeal and see where this goes next.
Okay, so I'm doing both. Okay, Got it.
I believe that's the consensus of the board.
And from the March 26th Select Board meeting, how should new growth revenues be figured into the town budget?
As of today, I only have 3 single-family homes within the context of fiscal year 2025 that have received occupancy. So what does that mean? Well, most of new growth, as most people probably may be aware, comes from when new buildings are created in town. That is, when something completely new pops up, that's, worth, on average over $300,000. That is a significant amount of new growth that gets added to the town. When there are not a lot of new construction in town, you tend to see a decrease in the new growth that is happening. I will tell you right now that the 3 that we had at this point last year, I had over 8 that had certificates of completion. And overall for fiscal year 24, in comparison to right now, I had 15 finishing out that year. And I don't anticipate that that's going to happen. And in terms of your revenue sheets, I don't anticipate that you're going to get much more than the 15,000 that's already been committed. And that doesn't mean that it's actually been paid yet. Raising it up to the $100,000 amount that was discussed at that meeting, and that may not be what happens, but I just wanted to bring that to the forefront, I don't think would be, in my professional view, would be safe, and I don't think it would make a lot of sense.
The next steps to repair Royston Road will move forward.
But that's how so many of us feel. They don't care about us on Royston Road at all.
Oh, we do.
You know, but it's been almost 20 years.
The Baldwinville Elementary School sale closing on April 1st was approved, and host community agreements, or HCAs, for cannabis companies were approved.
You can find TCTV live streamed meetings on our YouTube channel, Cable Channel 8 in Templeton and Phillipston, and our Facebook newsfeed.
Did you know that Templeton is a green community? You can view MRPC's Green Communities report at youtube.com/TCTVweb.
Okay, now what about the sludge?
Well, I mean, it's sludge, and it might be nearby soon.
Should Gardner's sludge landfill be included in Templeton's hazard mitigation plan?
Problems and exceedances at the landfill are reported.
Is a supplemental environmental impact report required?
This landfill should not go in, first of all, because the current landfill has 33 exceedances and 4 for 1,4-dioxane. I'm going to let Alan talk a little bit more about that, but there are no answers right now. So to add another one on top of the closed one is just, to me, begs for trouble.
Well, a really big anniversary is coming up. The 250th anniversary of the beginning of the American Revolution and the battles at Lexington and Concord is approaching this April. We here the towns are currently battling over who was first.
What do you mean?
Where real fighting began, Lexington or Concord?
Ahem.
What?
All of Worcester County says, ahem, sir.
Some historians now argue that the American Revolution actually started in Worcester.
The Worcester Revolt of 1774 saw more than 400 militia from all over Worcester County march to Worcester to prevent British judges from entering the courthouse and sent them packing back to Boston.
But no shots were fired.
They left their guns at the outskirts of town.
They left their guns behind so there would be no bloodshed.
It was a peaceful rebellion. Okay, so maybe not so peaceful, but no one got shot. No one got shot.
So because Lexington and Concord used guns, they all get the credit for starting the revolution?
And now they're fighting themselves over it.
Hey, do you think we could gather our Worcester Rebellion reenactors and march on Lexington and Concord?
We'll take the North Bridge for Worcester County.
If we can get past the rotary, that is.
Rotary. The British didn't have to navigate a rotary.
Well, they call them roundabouts.
They still didn't have to navigate one. We should march on Concord and seize the North Bridge, or maybe just the rotary, and hold it ransom until Concord eliminates all of its traffic lights on Route 2.
Huzzah!
Do you think our band of colonial reenactors can take and hold the rotary and North Bridge?
I'm not so sure. That's better.
Lexington and Concord also were awarded piles of grant money for the 250th anniversary.
TCTV already produced a video on the Worcester Rebellion, which preceded these minor skirmishes at Lexington and Concord, and got
To Concord, then.
and maybe Lexington?
Can we stop for a bite to eat, maybe on the way back?
Absolutely.
An Earth Day cleanup on April 22nd is planned at the Crotty Ave Otter River Dam location, with other town departments participating. A location to drop off what you pick up on Earth Day elsewhere will be announced.
The Lions Club is tentatively planning to host their annual Easter egg hunt on Templeton's Center Common on April 19th, and the Easter Bonnet Parade will take place right before. Stay tuned for the official announcement.
Don't forget, Templeton, the annual town meeting will be on May 14th, and the annual town elections will be held on May 19th. We'll keep you updated as we get closer.
Here are some other town reminders for you, Templeton residents.
Have you checked out our Montechusett.tv website yet? We've got great local events for the whole family this spring.
The Red Apple Farm will be hosting Easter's Great Gathering the day before Easter on April 19th, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
This community event will benefit the Phillipston Congregational Church and will feature free egg hunts for the kids and raffles with EGG-cellent prizes. It's fun for all ages.
Don't forget breakfast with the Easter Bunny, and much more.
Word on the street is that they had considered inviting the Easter Bunny to breakfast on Easter Sunday, but he's a bit busy that day.
I think a lot of people are going to be busy that day. This year, Easter Sunday and Earth Day are very close together.
That's right, which means that Fitchburg's Riverfront Park Earth Day cleanup, held April 20th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., will also be on Easter Sunday.
If you have the time to spare, come on down to the Riverfront Park in Fitchburg and help tidy things up. Trash bags, grabbers, and gloves will be provided, or you can bring your own gear.
Don't forget to stick around for the Earth Day Festival afterwards at 12 p.m. There will be vendors and various activities for the whole family to enjoy.
Are you interested in Massachusetts' rich agricultural tradition? Check out the Massachusetts Agriculture in Action Expo at Mount Wachusett Community College.
On April 26th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you can immerse yourself in the homegrown food and fun that define the vibrant agricultural community here in the heart of the Bay State.
This free event, sponsored by the Massachusetts Grange, has something to offer for the whole family and supports and promotes the rich tapestry of agriculture throughout the state.
You can find more events on our Montechusett.tv calendar page. Live music, festivals, arts and culture, and more, all in our area.
The weather seems to be finally warming up and the snow is melting away. Let's look at the weather forecast for the next couple of weeks.
You can keep an eye out for unhealthy air by checking the Air Quality Sensor Map. Go to the town website, templetonma.gov, and click the link.
Upcoming meetings in Templeton include the Planning Board will meet on April 8th, the Select Board will meet on April 9th.
The Conservation Commission will meet on April 14th, the Planning Board meets on April 22nd, the Select Board will meet on April 23rd.
Now, for the Health and Wellness Report. In the last 2 weeks, 3 cases of COVID have been reported.
If you're not feeling well or showing symptoms of an illness, stay home and take care of yourself. If you have any other questions or concerns about communicable diseases or health issues, please call 978-602-2356.
Oh, and one more thing.
Don't feed the bears.
Please.
Bears are now active, as are coyotes, raccoons, skunks, beavers, cute little bunny rabbits, and a whole host of critters and varmints.
Cover your trash properly and bring bird suet in at night.
It's bear candy.
But maybe don't put the snow shovels away just yet, just in case.
That's all for this week, Templeton. I'm Erin Bresnahan.
And I'm Ian Dolan. This has been TCTV News for the week of March 31st, 2025.
Until our next full show, you can get your news from our new TCTV News Bites series. Get the highlights of Templeton meetings fast.
We'll see you soon.